DJ Khaled!
What? Stepping in the...
I to the top, another one.
Papa Keith, what's up, boy?
What's good, brother? What's good?
Hey, yo, where Kiko at? I need him to snap an IG story. Where Kiko at?
Kiko, where you at?
DJ Khaled. I to the top of the Maybach.
I to the top of the
Put it up, put it
Maybach.
up.
I to the top of the Maybach. I to the top of the Maybach.
I to the top of the Maybach.
Quick.
I to the top of the Maybach.
Sure.
I to the top of the Maybach. I to the top of the Maybach.
Khaled used to be a soundboy killer
That's right.
in the
That's
reggae
right.
world.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't gonna stop.
How y'all doing? How I look? Just trying, you know what I'm saying? Another one.
DJ Khaled, he's no stranger to Miami. He's no stranger to hosting and being on the radio and these things. He humbly started his career as a DJ. He went into the transition of a radio personality, and now he's a music mogul.
Thank you, my brother.
I mean, ever since I knew you, Khaled, you always said that was your goal, is to be a music mogul.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How does it feel in such a short period of time in comparison to the other moguls to be able to accomplish this?
I mean, Papa Keith, you know me very well. So, besides what y'all see every day, the blessings which God is great and I embrace it every day. But it really took like 25 years of blood, sweat, and tears. And Papa Keith will tell you, what I'm saying, besides me coming from radio, but just before radio, you know what I'm saying, me playing in the dance in Jamaica or right here in Carroll City, Miramar, or, you know what I'm saying, just, we come from the mud, you know what I'm saying, the mud to marble floors, and I embrace every moment of it, and I have through my trials and tribulations, but I enjoyed every moment of it, you know what I'm saying, I look back, you know what I'm saying, and think of the things that we've done, including me and Papa Keith, and things I've done, and you know what I'm saying, and I say to myself, man, this is so amazing. Look how far it took us by not giving up, you know what I'm saying, and that's why I wanted to tell you is that I ain't give up to accomplish my dream and my goals, you know what I'm saying. I think that's something that we have to all work on, you know what I'm saying, instead of just saying that we got to do it and accomplish our dreams and goals, and just know it don't happen overnight, and just know if something don't go your way, that doesn't mean it's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? It's just a part of your story, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm telling my story right here on 103.5 The Beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest.
I'm so happy you touched on that. I hear so many things about this new generation. First of all, I love the generation that is going on right now. They're the most intelligent, innovative generation that we've ever seen. But we do hear things on the other end that the generation now is entitled and all these different things. Do you feel that you encourage this new generation with your music and how you carry yourself and things that you do?
Absolutely. I represent the young world and the young generation. First of all, my fans are all different ages, colors, shapes. I represent one love and love only. You know what I'm saying? I'm about unity. And the new generation, as far as music, or not even just music, in any situation, the blessing is that y'all have things that we didn't have coming up. Meaning as in, if it's Instagram where you get a chance to post something up of you singing, and you might be the next Michael Jackson. Well, guess what? The world's seen you in 2 seconds, and it can spread in so many ways, you know what I'm saying? Because word of mouth, when I was coming up in the game, it was about, if I ripped the party down, if it was a house party or a block party or a club, them people heard it, and we hope they spread the word, and we had to do that in every city. Sometimes we had to travel in different places, and they just heard it in that corner of the world, or that corner in Miami or New York, wherever, and we prayed that the word would get out. So, to inspire y'all is, y'all get a chance to be great with not being able to beat your bodies up and do things that we had to do. So I just want to acknowledge that we have to be grateful for these opportunities that's put in your hands as well as my hands now. You know what I'm saying? Like technology and all that stuff. But me speaking of technology and all that stuff, we have to also remember we have to use it in a good way, a positive way, because if you use it in another way, it come back in that way. I believe in the more love you put out, the more love you receive. If you put negativity out there, you will receive negativity back. And we ain't with that. At least I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I wanted to say with the new generation, whatever you plan to do, you know, I believe the next president is in this room, the next doctor, the next Papa Keith, the next Michael Jackson, the next, you know what I'm saying, God willing, the next who you inspired, that might inspire you, you know what I'm saying, but let's just make sure we be grateful at the same time. I have a saying that, you know, I'm about being great, but I'm also about being grateful. You know what I'm saying?
Now, earlier today, me and your biggest fan, Mr. Mauricio, were talking.
My brother right there.
He's your biggest
Both
fan.
of y'all my brothers.
Appreciate that. We were talking and we were arguing, not really arguing, we were trying to figure out how many albums have you done already?
Yeah, well, right now I'm working on my 11th album.
He was right.
You know what I'm saying?
He was right. He was right.
and yo, Keith, you know what's so crazy is like, you know, some people can't get past their first single or their first album. I'm working on my 11th album. You know what I'm saying? And I was just saying the other day, like, this is unbelievable because, you know, I look at, like, if I went and looked at the game and looked on, you know, different names, and you'd be surprised. They might be on the third or second or maybe fourth or fifth. The ones that's done 10 albums are like super icon alert.
Yeah, legends.
You know what I'm saying? No, I had to tell myself that, like, because I said to myself, when do I say that I don't want to do it no more? But see, I haven't said that because I only do things I love to do. And I love to make music. I love to make anthems. I love being here. I love talking to my fans. And my motivation is obviously God and my son, but also my fans. If you know DJ Khaled, you know DJ Khaled loves his fans. You know what I'm saying? Honey, I'm doing an interview right now, honey. I'm say hi to Assad. You know what I'm saying? You see my phone on silent, but that's to let you know what type of father. I'm focused. I seen that. I felt they were calling. I got to pick up at all times, 33 and the third. No, you know it was on silent, right? I'm just letting you know how God worked. Like, I'm focused because this is my son. You see my son, right? I love you, little boy. We talking about you. We talking about your new album you're working on. I love you, okay? I'm going to call you right back. We're gonna go to dinner. We're going to do something big, jacuzzi, something. Don't worry. We're going to do it big. We're going to do it big. I'll be right back. Love you. So, you know what I mean? That's my motivation, man. Like, Keith, you a father. And, you know, I've known Keith for a long time, and I can tell you stories about Papa Keith. I remember doing underground radio with him, as well as big station radio. You know, all of us big station, meaning as in, you know, I'm just giving you titles that they titled. And I remember he used to do work, but he used to run back home and take care of his kids, or he'd bring the kids to work. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I never not forgotten that. You know what I'm saying? And now when I'm a father, I'm doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working or I'm bringing my kid to work with me. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to commend you for being a great father as well.
Thank you. Shout out to Mr. Mauricio as well. And,
Mr. Mauricio, his son DJing already.
Yeah.
There's his son right there. I watch him on Instagram every day. Mauricio, if you don't follow him, make sure you follow him. He does like a post of his son before he mixes on the turn, but you know, at the station. This ain't even at the crib. Like, my man, he's showing up to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he focused. So I see you, young king. I see you.
So Khaled, here's the thing that was kind of boggling me with Khaled and your journey. Working on the 11th album, your single you have out right now, top off. You have Jay-Z, you have Beyonce, you have Future, and yourself. where do you go from there? Like, I mean, like in your mind, because I've seen the escalation of the artists that you have. Like, I mean, what do you do next?
You know, it's so crazy, Keith. I swear, I just was in my crib yesterday. We was talking about. It's the first time that I ever said it. I always had somebody say, like, you tell me, but I say, man, I've done everything. But what's so great about making music, just getting a chance to work again with a Beyonce, a Jay-Z is a major accomplishment for me. But if you make great music, say I make great music with Papa Keith, I'm going to make 100 records with Papa Keith. You see what I'm saying? If I make great records with Ross or Future or Wayne, a lot of our favorite artists, I'm going to continue making records with them. And the answer to your question is continue making and being great and making great music. It doesn't matter who's on it, meaning as in I just got to continue making great music that the fans like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I can work with the same artist trillion times, as long as we make a great record together. And I think that's what's so beautiful about DJ Khaled records and DJ Khaled anthems. I think 10 albums in, my fans know that I make great records and a great body of work. You know what I'm saying? My last album, I want to thank y'all for making the album go platinum. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big accomplishment for me because, you know, putting 10 albums in, you know, usually, what's the word? Statistics?
Statistics.
Yeah, that word. Usually, you know, you go like, unfortunately, the numbers start going like that at one point. I mean, this is what it is. It's not a negative thing. It's just, it could be even in basketball or football. It's just, you know, you're a veteran. And it's not like your brand go down or nothing. It's just, it's different. But mine's been going like this. And I'm happy that I ain't go platinum on my first album. Even though I put out platinum and multi and triple platinum and quadruple platinum singles my whole career. But album-wise, I went platinum on Grateful, and Major Key went gold, which is about to be platinum, like I think in 2 weeks or something like that. And I'm happy that it did it like that because it just shows you the longevity of We the Best and Khaled. And those are the people I look up to, like a Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? That's their career it just goes like this. And even if it's not about music, it's about being an entrepreneur, being about a family man, being a mogul, you know, giving back to the world. You know, everything is a progression of a progress for the blessings. You know what I mean?
Khaled, you always spreading messages of positivity, happiness. We see you with your son and at your home on social media being happy. What makes Khaled sad that people don't get to see?
Man, I'm human like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I promote positivity and happiness because that's what I want for myself, my family, and for everybody to be around me. The world be in a better place if we all obviously was on a positive note and happy. And I want to commend all of us because I feel like the world is going through so much right now. I feel like all of us are coming together more. I feel like everybody's putting their love out there in different ways, and it's important that we commend each other because, you know, when it's hard times, if we can come together, that's the most powerful thing in the world. Love is the most powerful thing in the world. What makes me sad, man, right now, the only thing that I can say that make me sad is when I have to leave. Like, for instance, I left to come over here. My son was grabbing my leg, and it took me about 30 minutes to leave the house. And because I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want to see him tear up or nothing like. So my girl's like, yo, my girl's telling me like, you got to find a way to leave the house, not to make it so dramatic. Yeah, like, Cal, you're dramatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's my. I got love. Like, yo, hold up, let me hold him real quick. Like,
and it's making it worse.
Yeah, it's making. So I gotta find a way like to go in my office at the crib and then like. But then but I have a rule. I gotta kiss him before I leave. Like, it's gotta do that. That's the only thing that get me emotional and sad. It's just, when I have to go out of town or something like that. You know what I mean?
You have your son, Assad, as the executive producer, and you have him very involved with your legacy. Why is that important to you?
Well, I believe, first of all, I was raised, my family raised me, they brought me around their work every single day. And the reason why they brought me around their work every single day is because they love me. They want to be with me. They want to raise me. They want, and I got to see my father and mother hustle, work every day to take care of us. And I remember as a baby, I still remember. And when I got older, it has taught me to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was born with $1 billion or not, no matter what, you're going to know to work hard to take care of your family. With my son, I'm feeding him greatness. I let him know he's a boss, he's an icon, he's a legend. He's the greatest that ever did it. I let him know that, we blessed, God is great. I let him know you could do anything you want to do. I let him know I'm going to support him, whatever you decide to do. But the reason why I bring him around me when I'm on stage, or if I'm in the studio, I want him to see his daddy and his mommy work hard. And if he decides to want to do that when he grow up, man, I'm here to support. If he decides to do something else, I'm here to support. But one thing I do know, he's going to take that greatness and he's going to be greater. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that, like when they go to school, you guys start, I believe the minute my son was born, even when my son was in my queen's belly, I was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him out the gate, you're going to be the greatest. And I think it's important that we let our children know the truth. And that is the truth. Our kids are the greatest. You know what I mean?
What would you have to say to the several artists I'm sure we have out here, several people who want to be in the entertainment field that are in our audience, that look at you as an icon that you are and say, yeah, one day, I would like to accomplish what Khaled accomplished. One day I would like to be able to have that opportunity that Khaled had. What would you say to them?
I would say, coming from me, something that I know for a fact, don't give up. And if things don't go your way, don't complain. We all human, so we get frustrated. That's human. That's normal. But if you complain, you're only setting yourself back.
Eddie.
And what you should do is find the solution to continue to move forward. So if you're an artist and you ain't getting your record played, it's no reason for you to be mad. That's no reason. Find out what's the solution. How can I get it played? Oh, it wasn't sounding good? Let me go make a better one. Oh, it's good but still won't get played? All right, let me learn how the rules and regulations to get it played. Oh, if they, it's so many different ways of finding a solution more than complaining. Complaining just ruins the whole day. It's a black cloud. It's all negative, and you just making things worse. Me, man, if I tell you I've seen some storms in my life, if I tell you some, I wrote a book called The Keys. I recommend everybody get it because it really is real talk for me. And if I ever write another book, you know what I'm saying, it might even get deeper. But if I tell you some of the storms that I've been through, I still seen the sunlight, you know what I'm saying? And just know there's always light on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's important because once you get caught up in that negativity, that's bad.
Yeah, it's like a wicked cycle.
Yeah, and if you got people around you with that, you either tell them they got to leave or you leave. But if you know somebody that you love that has that energy, pull them to the side, have a one-on-one with them, help them. You know what I'm saying? They might not accept it at that moment, but sometimes you got to. I know a lot of people I love, I grew up with, and some of these come with this bad energy where I got to have a one-on-one like, yo, bro, the energy, I can't, this is not how I'm moving. We can't win together like this. I'm a win, but we can't win together like this. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they might have to exit out your life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But and you hope the best still. You might have actually did them a favor to be great, because maybe they were using this as an excuse. So I think it's important is to keep positive energy and don't give up and move forward. And you know, love is the key.
Factual facts. Stay there, Khaled. I want to allow some of our audience members to ask a question. So if you could raise your hand. You with the camera, you had your hand up first before I even announced it. Stitches?
I was just having a debate the other day with somebody, and I know you don't care about what people say because you're an icon. However, somebody wanted to tell me that you're not an artist, that you're a DJ. And I said, he's an artist. What do you mean he's just a DJ? So how do you feel about that when people say that you're just a DJ, not an all-around artist?
Well, first of all, being a DJ is amazing. So big up all the DJs. But I am an artist, and a DJ is an artist. You know, if you define the word artist, it should answer that person's question. Obviously, he doesn't know the definition of it. But you know, me, I'm more than an artist too, and I'm more than a DJ. I'm a lot of things. I'm a father. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a hustler. I'm a hard worker. I ain't never stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I tell people every day, I can't have nobody put me in no box. You know what I'm saying? And I remember coming up in the game, they used to say, Khaled, man, you're just a DJ, man. You can't do all this, drop albums and be a CEO and make a lot of money. I'm going to be a billionaire. What you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this language. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens. That's what I mean. You know, stay away from they. You know what I mean? That answers your question.
Hands up if you want to ask a question. Well, Stitches, you got it, right? But you like to stay in one corner, Stitches. You got to work the room.
I ain't let her leave, though. I ain't let her leave.
All right, cool. We got security.
How you doing? How you doing, Khaled?
What's up?
What's up? I make music. I make beats. I'm a producer. I'm an engineer. So I want to know, when was the first time that you had that moment where you connected with an artist and you knew this was it? This was the moment.
Man, you know, I've been blessed to work with a lot of artists, but you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of connections with a bunch of great artists, like from Fat Joe to Pun to Rick Ross to Lil Wayne, Future, you know, Buju Banton. You know what I mean? It's a lot of artists that, you know what's so great about my situation, that a lot of people you see me work with are people that I have real relationships with, even if it wasn't about making records. Like, we actually came up together, you know what I'm saying? Like, through, you know, like when Ross was grinding, I was grinding. You know, we was brothers. You know, when Lil Wayne, I knew Lil Wayne. I've been blessed to know Lil Wayne when he first signed his first deal. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed to have him as a friend that early. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be one of the biggest rappers, and not only one of the biggest, probably one of the best that ever did it. You know what I'm saying? You know, all these people are my friends, so I have a lot of connections, not with just music artists, but with a lot of other great people too.
All right.
So I have a really deep question.
What's your name?
My name is Anam, but everyone calls me Lala.
Hey, Lala.
Hey, Papa Key. So, first of all, I want to show respect. Salam alaikum. And my family is very Arabic, so they don't even know who Jay-Z and Beyonce are, but they know who DJ Khaled is.
I know who Khaled is.
Yes.
I like that.
So I follow your Instagram. I followed you for a very long time, since you were on the Luke Show, since you were part of Terror Squad. I grew up with you, and you had a post where you were praying in the water, and it's become a stigma to be Muslim and be part of Islam. How do you overcome some of the comments that I've seen, like people calling it an abomination?
Well, I don't entertain no negativity, or I don't entertain no ignorance. I just can't entertain ignorance or negativity. That's me personally. Somebody can call me this, that, fat. I call myself great, you know? Somebody can say I'm not Muslim. I'm born, breathe Muslim. You know, I'm Palestinian, and I'm proud. I represent my people, and not just my people. I represent all people. I represent all beliefs. You know, Keith will tell you, if you didn't know I was Palestinian American, you would think I'm Jamaican.
Facts.
And I am, meaning as in that's how much love I have for all cultures. I represent all cultures, all love. But when somebody disrespects you and says negative stuff or negativity, you know, that goes back to the other question. Those are the people we have to stay away from. You know what I'm saying? And what's so great about technology is there's a thing called block. You can just block that person or erase them. But me, I don't even do none of that. I don't even see that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says something negative about me, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm in the Miami Ocean, living life, man. I'm chilling with my son. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Eat me some curry chicken, curry goat. You know what I mean? Little escabous fish, red snapper.
Right.
With some okra on it. You know what I mean? I got love for everybody.
We got another question?
What's up, Khaled? What's happening? I'm J5. You know, I'll be in the mix. I ain't no artist. I'm just like more behind the scenes. I just want to see everybody win. And I'm from Miami. I'm from the crib. And just watch you grind, Flo, and Rose and everybody. You know, it was kind of like an umbrella. You know, like Po' Boy. And, you know, it was like a foundation that was helping everybody kind of win together. And I feel like we don't got that down here. So, like, with social media, you feel like it was great, you know, for us. But at the same time, it's kind of like a curse because it's oversaturated now. You know, everybody rapper. So back then, you know, 10 artists was hollering at the DJ. Now 100 artists hollering at the DJ. 500 people hollering at you. Back then, you know, like, with social media, it was probably like 20 people hollering at you. So you can be able to sit down and like, all right, you kind of get what I'm saying? So how do you all, like, pick and choose now or keep your ear to the street now? Like, what would you say to, like, the new millennials that's is oversaturated and they still trying to stick out like a sore thumb? You feel me?
I mean, you know, it's really more inspiration. You know, as far as growth in music, you know, if you go 20 years back, 10 years back, 5 years back, all it is basically more artists and more, it doesn't matter if it's an artist, DJ, producer, doctor, whatever, more, it's always going to be more. But it could be a lot, but which ones are great? You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes you different than anybody else. If it's music, are you greater than the next record or the next artist, the next performer? You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to think about when you make your music. I got a rule. When it comes down to music, you can't stop no hit record. It's just impossible. That's how powerful music is. Some records need to be loved to get to a certain point to see if it's even a hit record, because it might be something new that none of us know about that the world will get introduced in time. So you have to be an artist and creative. And when I say technology, you get a chance to show and showcase your greatness. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, it eliminates the middleman with technology. Like back in the days, you would have to call Papa Keith's manager to get Papa Keith. Papa Keith might get a DM right now saying, yo, I need you to come host and DJ this party for blah, blah, blah. And Keith might actually open that DM. He might not. He might actually open that DM. And he went straight to the source. Or if I don't got Keith's number and he see my name pop up, he might look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, you got to go with the flow. You got to go with what the world has offered us. You know what I'm saying? But it's no excuse, you know what I'm saying, if to live your dreams and accomplish your goals. You know what I'm saying? We all have to be great. If it's not just in music. You know what I'm saying? To be a doctor, you can have 100 doctors. But we need the best doctor. You know, you could be somebody, you want to be a president. But we need Obama. You see what I'm saying?